Assalamu alaikum. For those who don't know me, my name is Afan Usman and I'm a final year electrical engineering student at NUST. Today I will be talking about one of the most important topics and one of the most requested videos. So I will be sharing with you today 6 important tips I had in my mind for you guys to ace your NET. NET basically stands for NUST Entrance Test. NUST is undoubtedly one of the best engineering universities in Pakistan. So while making this video, I'm assuming that you have prepared for your exam and you're all set to go. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into the tips. So tip number 1 is get a sound sleep before your test. If you have your NET the next day, make sure you get 6 to 8 hours sleep, which is absolutely necessary to refresh your minds and relax your nerves. So tip number 2, make sure you pray before the exam starts. Usually what happens is before the exam starts, they distribute rough sheets and a pen, and before a certain specific time they start giving you instructions. So my advice would be, before they start giving you instructions, write down these things on the rough sheet. First of all, write alphabets in sequence with numbering on top of them. For example, A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, and so on and so forth. This thing in particular would help you in solving intelligence questions. The next important thing that you might need is the sine, cos, and tan table. Write down the sine, cos, and tan table for the journal values of 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90 degrees. Since you won't be having calculators, this is absolutely necessary and would help you. You can actually approximate values closer to these values, but this particular table will help you solve many questions in physics and mathematics portions. And it's up to you if you have any particular formula in your mind that you think is necessary to write it down or is important, write it down. Now you have written these things down, put your pen down, relax a bit before the paper starts and listen to the instructions very carefully. Now, tip number 3, the time has started and you're thinking about which subject you should start from. So my advice is, start with the subject that you're comfortable and confident the most in. For example, you're confident in solving English questions. Start with this English section. There's an option there where you can change the questions by section. So use that particular option and switch to the next section. It does not matter which section you attempt first. Before moving on to the next question, after attempting, make sure you click the save button. Otherwise, your answer won't be saved. This particular instruction would be given to you before the exam as well. Tip number 4, this by far is one of the most important tips that will help you manage time as well. So while solving questions, if you get stuck in a question or you think that the question is taking too much time, make a wild guess, click the option, press the review button, press the save button and move forward. Tip number 5, so now your paper is almost complete, but you need to review the questions you've marked review. There will be a drop down dialog box. Select the reviewed questions from that particular menu and start solving those questions again. Tip number 6, you have attempted your paper and the time is still remaining. Make sure you select the unmarked or unattempted section from the drop down menu, and there should be no question in that section. This will make sure that you have attempted all your questions. This step is basically just a precautionary step. So these were the 6 important tips I had in my mind for you guys. I was planning on making this video earlier, but unfortunately, due to certain commitments and my trip to Skardu, I couldn't make it earlier. I came back from Skardu today and I'm making this video now because I know some people have yet to give their NETs. I hope these tips will help you out. Best of luck for your NET.